Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Arjuna and I run an account called You Know What, where I showcase what I do on a daily basis in acrobatics and movement. And a lot of people have questions on how to do things like backflips, macacos, movement in general, all the different flips. And I just want you guys to understand that you can learn these movements if you just practice. And things like the backflip are not hard if you just understand what you're doing. Like again, if I'm looking straight at you and I throw it up and I pull it in, like a backflip isn't very much different than, let's say, a back handspring or a back roll or even a macaco. So if you really want to understand the movement, all you really have to start working on is the repetition. And that's what we're going to work on today. All the stretches and rolls and movements you need to start learning the backflip. I have a 30-day program that you can utilize here on YouTube. It's going to be in the description, so definitely check that out. But let's get to it. I'm just going to do a quick 15-minute breakdown on how to do the movements. And the first one is actually going to be really easy. It's going to be a stretch. It's actually the standing shoulder stretch. So you can do this without stuff. I recommend, oh, there's a little bug on me. A little go that way. We're going to be doing the shoulder stretch to start. Shoulder stretches are super easy. You can do them without stuff. Basically, you're going to be holding your arms as straight as you can, trying to pull them back. The first stretch is without being able to go all the way back, locked out, and that can go as far back as possible without being able to go as close as your ears if you can, and you'll be able to stretch. Of course, there's the ones to the sides. You pull it this way, you can go all the way back, stretch, pull it in. Your goal is to stay protracted, meaning keeping your upper back nice and rounded so that you can come around and pull it. Now the goal is, when you're using an item such as a bag, I recommend a stick, maybe a towel. This is too short, right? So when I pull it, it's gonna lock me out right about here, and I'm not double jointed, so I'm not going to go any further than this. But this is the stretch you want to start getting your back bridge, and you can actually start practicing this with all the different movements, such as an ATG lunge, and start working on your back bridge as well, right? This is great, but let's say you have something longer, right? So let's say I made this nice and long, perfect, right? Now I can go all the way around, forward and back. All right, so if you see that from here all the way around, I'm not double jointed, I'm not super flexible, so if you can hold from a farther position, you're going to be able to go all the way around. It's a beautiful stretch, and again, you can do this with many regressions, but the shoulder stretch, standing shoulder stretch. The second one that we're going to be doing is the bridge, right? The bridge is very important because if most people are going to start like this, they're going to try to get up and they're going to be stuck right here. So our goal with the back bridge is to really get our head to this position. If you can do that without your hands, this is the goal. And you want to be able to push up into your shoulders and out towards your head. Right? So you get really good at that stretch. Push into it, rock, and get really good on your wrist flexibility. That's something that I will add into the program as well, more wrist flexibility. So the back bridge, you're going to be holding those for a certain amount of time, because you want to hold it as long as possible. That is going to get you into your back handsprings. It's going to help you get into handstands, all kinds of craziness. So the next one is going to be the puppy pose with the elbows. So that one is a very, I guess you could say feminine movement, but hey, you got to learn all the movements, right? So you're on your knees, you get your elbows down, and you're basically going to try to open up your shoulders right over here, straight. Right, straight here, open up. So you can actually like get really low into that stretch. Right, so the puppy pose will open up your shoulders. I think that's a very good one. You can mix that with the frog pose, which is basically an even more suggestive pose, which you can look that one up. So the frog pose mixed with the puppy pose. So now we're gonna be moving into the more fun stretches with using our legs, opening our hip flexors. The number one stretch that I would recommend is a cross sack squat, which is basically moving your Asian squat over. So an Asian squat, again, goes straight down and you're able to open up your hips. Feels great. But a cross sack, you just lean on one side or the other. I like to lean on my right first, get my heel out, trying to get my heel down, pointing my foot upwards. And again, we're trying to lean nice and low. If you can't do this without hand assistance, put your hands on the floor and get on your toes. Toes, heel, right? Toe on the supporting, heel on the other side. And the goal is to switch sides. to the other side, heel down, toe up. And you can do that on both sides. The goal is to keep your heel down on the supporting foot. And as you can see, this feels really good. And if you can have your hands up, that's even better, right? Try to hold this for a good couple seconds on each side and switch, right? There are different regressions to this. You can even open up your hips, right? And get into different lunges as such, right? This is how you get into all of your really nice splits and all kinds of really cool stretches. So really master your different squats, like the horse stance, right? You're here with your Asian squat, right? And these go together. So if you're working on your cross axe, right? You can get into your Asian squat, you can go into cross axe, you can pull it over, you can go back into an Asian squat, cross axe, you can pull over. Get really good at these movements, right? Crab walks over. Look at how much mobility that is, right? Very useful. Let me turn to the sides just so you can see. I'm going nice and low on the Asian squat. I'm reaching over with my heel and stretching, right? I can get into a nice triangle as well. I can get low, go to one side, Asian squat, heel out, right? As you can see, I'm like nice and crunched here. Have that heel nice and planted, and it'll be really easy to shift. You can't really hear me right now, but you get the idea. So cross stack, Asian squat, right? Asian squat. And now we're gonna do my favorite one, which is the sissy squat. Now from the front, you tell me if you can see the difference between the Asian squat and the sissy squat. This is the sissy squat, right? Right here. Boom, back up. Now let's see if you can tell the difference now. Knees boom, down, touch the floor, and then hips up. Now, a sissy squat really focuses on keeping the hips nice and in front, knees down, reaching back with your hands, touching the floor, coming back up. If you want to make that harder, all you're going to do is try to reach for your heels. And if you can touch your heels, right, you have nice strong quads, nice strong knees. If this is too hard, you can always use assistance, hold on to something. But the reason you want to learn these specific movements is sissy squat, you want to be able to get down onto each side. As you can see, I'm reaching on both sides, touching the floor, keeping one hand up, right? This is really good for learning things like the macaco, which is here, right? Pulling it all the way around. So if you want to start working on your stretches, these are the fundamentals, and you can always do more stretches, but these are great to learn the basic movements and backflips. So next we're going to move on to the rolls. Join me on the next thing. Hey. So now we're going to be moving on to my favorite part of the exercise, which are the rolls, applying momentum to our bodies. So the front roll, the back roll, and the diagonal roll, also known as the parkour roll, are all very useful skills that you're going to have to master in order to understand flips and vaults and all the other movements. So you might as well start with the rolls. The forward roll is very uncomfortable. There can be a lot of impact, so I don't recommend doing this unless you're on like really nice grass or in padding. But if you can do this on like carpet too, it's fine. Just understand the forward roll is really getting your hands nice and together, getting them onto your knees or inwards like a frog, and applying momentum to your body. So if I went down like this, doesn't matter if you're all the way down, all the way up, just bend your arms, tuck your chin in, get your knees on, and you got the nice roll. This is gonna be a front roll, and the inverse would be a back roll. The front roll and the back roll are fundamental movements in gymnastics, and it's the first things you learn because you understand proprioception, going forward, back, where your legs are. So again, forward roll, I'm having my hands straight in front of me, I'm getting nice and low, I'm placing them right on my elbows or inwards, put them on the floor, get my chin in, roll forward, and your goal is to stand up. If you're rolling back, it's okay. Your goal is just to stand up. If you can't, here's the trick. Every time you do your roll, you're going to reach forward like you're going to stand back up. Reach. And like that, I'm in a ball, right? That's kind of the goal. You're trying to move forward. The front roll, there's going to be a lot of pressure here on the upper back, on the neck. So just get really comfortable falling over, getting used to it. Another great way to use the front roll is when you get into a handstand, right? So you're in a handstand, you fall down normally. But if you fall down the other way, the front roll allows you to move in another way. The only other way you could catch yourself is a cartwheel from a handstand or a back bridge or fall on your back. So I let you choose. Front rolls are great to learn for all purposes. So at the end of the day, if you can learn the front roll, it's perfect. Now we're gonna move on to the back roll. This one, I don't recommend people just start doing because you need a lot of flexibility, a lot of strength on your neck. But to start your back roll process, really learn your pike, which is basically laying down, having your hands in front, putting it right around here. You're gonna push down and try to get your hips up and get this nice stretch, right? You may not be able to go this high at first and it may keep falling, but get really good at this stretch right here. It's called the pike hold, right? If you can even do the next step, which is putting your hands straight next to your ears, you can start pushing up and letting your feet drag. Here it starts to get stuck, so you open up your legs and let momentum, let gravity drop your legs on the other side and pull you around. Now you can do the same way going forward with your forward roll. You're here, boom. And it's really easy when you straddle, AKA putting your legs out. Look at how simple that is. Now do it forward just so you can see. You're here, put your hands down, bend them, get your nice chin in, boom. Look at how simple that is. And then back. Wow. And again, your goal is to be able to do it standing straight. You go in, up, and then back. You see I'm nice and tucked in, nice and protracted to make myself a ball, right? Trying to be a ball. Not like flat, not straight, but a ball, okay? So forward, back roll, very useful, very powerful. Next, we're gonna learn my favorite roll, which is the diagonal roll, AKA the parkour roll. So get your hands like this. You're gonna put your hands on the floor, you're gonna get your elbow in, then your shoulder. So the way that looks, diamond, straight down on the floor. Does not matter how you stand, does not matter where your knees are, just get them down, elbow on the ground, shoulder on the ground, and push. And you should just roll. You can also go back, which I'll teach that at another point. But the goal is getting from your shoulder to your opposite hip. Shoulder to your opposite hip. So I go left, I go from this position, elbow down, and then I go into my shoulder, and then I push. Boom. And your goal is to be able to stand up, so understand the angles, right? Because the goal is to be able to go from standing and go 1, 2, 3, right? Now, you probably didn't see a lot of that, but the goal is to get really comfortable with your forward roll, your back roll, which are straight, going forward and back, and then you learn your diagonal rolls, which are on the shoulders, going left and right. And basically, every time you fall, you can fall in these rolls, which will save your head, right? Diagonal rolls are the best because they keep your head away from everything. If you go straight, you're kind of risking hitting your head or your spine, and that's why I like diagonal rolls. That is why parkour people use diagonal rolls. But we're gonna use one more roll, and this is the most important roll in order to learn your backflip, is to tuck faster, right? So how do we do that, you ask? Well, let's do that hollow body hold, right? Hollow body hold, right? If you hold in this position, pull your knees up, it's called a knee drive. Knee drive. See, I can put my hands behind my head, it's nice and safe. If I pull my legs out, straighten it, this is now the pike. And I can literally pump right here, right? And this is how people like literally pump into like handstands, into all kinds of really cool stuff, like the kip up. It's such a cool, useful like motion from the pike position. So if you can learn said pike, you're gonna have a great time. Ready? This is all you're gonna do. You're gonna get down, pike position, hands next to your ears, and you're gonna knee drive. Knee drive. And if you can do the roll, knee drive, open your legs. Oh! And then do your forward roll, and you're here. Right? So you're ready? Knee drive. Knee drive open. Push. Remember, push right over here. Straight over. Keep your chin nice and tucked so that you're basically protecting your spine by keeping it tucked. And you're also not gonna land on your head very hard and get whiplash, as long as you avoid keeping your head straight. You wanna keep it tucked, like really tucked. Like think like you're on your phone, okay? So those conclude the rolls. I know I said this video is gonna be 15 minutes, but basically I'm gonna make an actual like one-by-one, step-by-step movement guide where you're just gonna follow it, and you don't have to think about it. You just do what I'm doing, and you do those for like X amount of time, which I have on the sheet that I provided down below. So if you want to learn more, this channel is the place to be. Fall Safe Academy. Give me a follow, give me a subscription, so that again, it's free right now, but I want to help people. I want to help them get really strong. I want to help them get their stretches, get their rolls, get their vaults, and eventually their flips if that's something they want to learn. But mainly learn how to not get hurt, learn how to fall, learn how not to fall, learn that you can do it safely in a padded environment. I know I'm talking too much, but if you want to learn backflips, if you want to learn back handsprings, if you want to learn macacos, right? And you want to learn all the other flips like front flip, side flip, they're all based within those rolls, within those vaults, within the basics. So if you want to learn the basics, definitely subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. But we have 3 more exercises, and I'm going to tell you what they are right now. Let's see them. All right, so I lied. We actually had one more stretch that we didn't go over, and then we're gonna go over the 3 ways to start working on your macaco. That way you can get into nice backflip progressions. But the final stretch that I did not talk about, because it wouldn't make sense, is the shoulder stand. So when you're doing, again, that diagonal roll, you can learn a thing called the shoulder stand, which is really hard to show on a video. But just think, you're trying to get your diamond, getting your elbow down, getting your shoulder down, and then trying to balance on the part of your shoulder that can hold you up right here. If you can hold this position, it's easier, nice and tucked in. But if you want to have a nice lever, this is great. Figure out where you are in space, and you can actually work around that spot, and you can roll around it. As you can see, I can kind of like walk around, like on it, literally, like roll and move. So this is called the shoulder stand, and you want to learn it because it gets you into your pike. Right? And your pike, again, teaches you all the movements. Oh, I'm tired. All the movements that you really need to understand to do, like kip ups and flips and movements. So just get good at your shoulder stand. Please DM me if you have any questions on that. It's basically just right here. You're just standing on it. Get your basically learn your parkour roll, and you can just get into it from this position, right? So you're here, right? Diamond, getting into that shoulder, and then you're rolling. This is your roll, and then you complete it. Right? And you can actually roll back into that position. This is how you learn your parkour roll. You come back this way, and now you're up, right? Shoulder roll, shoulder stand, right? Roll in, shoulder hold, roll out. How's it going? Yeah, have a great night. So if you can learn the shoulder stand, it's gonna make your life so much easier on a lot of these movements. And that's why I kind of held off on it on the stretches. So get that going. And we're now gonna learn macacos. So what is a macaco, right? Basically, I'm gonna do a quick overview. Just follow what I'm doing. Hand in front of you, hand up, facing away from you. Now it's away from me. It's gonna be down, I'm facing towards you, right over here. And all I'm gonna do is walk around this as high as I can, all the way until I can see the back of my hand, leaving my hand there. See, I'm very uncomfortable. Leave it there and try to come back around, right? Everyone that I've kind of talked to, you kind of know this, but your goal is eventually getting as high as you can and stepping over, right? Step over, right? It should be 2 steps. And then you can spin back around. And the more fluidly you can do that, 1, 2, the easier this move becomes. You can see now I'm starting to nice little hop. And if you start throwing your hands up and jumping, right? Don't jump back, don't jump the other way. Always follow your shoulder. Look in towards your hand, and look what happens. Then you start to stand up, right? Once you can start standing up, that's basically teaching you how to go straight back, which will allow you to stand up even more. And eventually you can go perfectly back, and it becomes like a macaco spring, right? So what does that look like to the side? Put your hands again, straight, across, down, back support, sissy squat, back support, Asian squat. Throw your arms up, look to your hand, and you're good, right? Do that in different orientations. Right here, look, right? Really focus on that turn, right? So that's the first goal, is to learn that movement. And the way you do it is by
learning the regressions. If that looks too hard, hey bro, it's okay. You can sit down instead of standing, and you can literally put your, this is my left hand behind me, my left leg off to the side, push up, and go. Now I'm chilling. Go, sit down, and I'm ready. You can do this on both sides. I recommend both sides. Go, over here. 2, 3, 4. As you can see, you've probably seen a lot of these movements on the internet, but they're just so useful because they're basically capoeira. They're basically movements that people use to do dancing and fighting together. And you can see why. This is a setup for most of the basic movements in that sport. So tricking and capoeira use this all the time. They also do things like scoots, right? Which come through like here and they go through. And they do all kinds of crazy spins and kicks and twirls. So make sure that you focus on the next 3 steps. Ready? So we just did the sitting twist reach, which is sitting down on your butt going across. And we also did the monkey hops going to the side. It's more of a monkey hop than a macaco because it goes to the side. So it's only a macaco. This is currently a monkey hop. 1, 2, but a macaco goes all the way around. You see, it's almost like you're going upside down, but you don't want to go back upside down. Most people aren't ready for that. And that's more like a back handspring and where you're going straight back with your hands. Again, that one's scarier because you're going from here, you're bending yourself, you're going 1, 2, which makes no sense to a lot of people. Because you're going here, 1, 2. Like, how does that make sense to you? I don't know. But the idea is you're trying to get into a handstand eventually. And if you can get into a handstand from a macaco, dude, you are pretty much set. So if I'm like right here, right, and I go, macaco, like, and I can land into a handstand, bro, you're cooked. If you can do that, that's crazy. I've done that a couple of times, but the idea is if you can get the first 2, you're chilling. Now the last macaco exercise, and probably the best one you can do, is the bridge stretch, the back support bridge stretch. Are you ready? Just like we just did. Put your hand facing away from you. This is the back support, okay? Crab. You can call it whatever you want. I love this pose because it teaches you everything. If you can extend your hips up from this position, get nice and straight, don't dip in, nice and straight arms, reach to the sky and put your pelvis up, you're gonna feel a great stretch. And if you get on your tippy toes and you get on your fingers, the tips of them, you can reach forward and it can lift you up. That's number 1. Number 2 is you can come back down. This is also a type of sissy squat. And you can reach around right over here, right? So this is a very good stretch because if you can touch the ground, you are now getting into back handspring territory, right? So stretch from here all the way around. As you can see, I'm sweating because this is like actually a workout, right? You want to be able to do that both sides, right? So stretch, and then you're going to be twisting this support hand. Watch your hand, boom, into a back handspring, which I can explain more better in another video. But just get really comfortable walking in this position, stretching up, and then coming back. You see that? Coming back and around. Oh, that is a workout. That is probably the best one because it's a workout, right? So coming forward, right? You go here, stretch, reach, back, and eventually you can push and you can come around. And it's gonna be crazy, but as you can see, it is a crazy workout. The next video I post will be the 15-minute actual breakdown where I'm just showing you what to do. You just follow it. You don't have to think. Just do the movements 2 to 3 times a week and you're going to start seeing results. And there's even harder progressions that you can do if you just follow the program. So this is just week 1. Mind you, it's really tiring. You're only gonna do it a couple of times a week. But if you only do it once a week, that's good enough. And then go to your gym, start learning how to do back handspring, macaco, right? Those 2, and then start throwing your back flips. And you'll see, especially with the tuck drill, the knee to drive hollow holds, if you do those movements, you will just understand getting your hips over your head right here. Once you understand that, dude, it's over, because then you just flip. Like literally, your hips start to drive. Sorry, I'm sweating. Your hips start to drive, and it just starts to use less of your head flipping back. Like, fun tip, your back flip isn't based on your head going back. It's actually your hips driving upwards, right? Pulling over your head. So theoretically, if you can jump up straight and then get your hips to come up and fall over your head, that's kind of the goal, right? You're like here, watch my hips, right? I'm go. Oh man, yeah, I hope that showed well. But the idea is you can flip as much as you want once you learn these movements, because back handspring teaches you how to go back, backflip teaches you how to go up. So as long as you start working on this, you're gonna get a backflip in a month, I guarantee it. So I'll see you on the next one. I'm dead tired. Peace out. Follow me on Juno What. Oh God, I'm tired, guys. You're gonna be so cooked after that.